Euclid's division lemma. Here, Euclid division lemma is a method to find HCF of any two positive integers. We use Euclid division lemma to find HCF of any two positive integers. Let me see. If given any two positive integers a and b, given two positive integers a and b, then there exists a unique pair of whole numbers. If a comma b are any two positive integers, if a comma b are any two positive integers, then there exists a unique pair. A unique pair means unique pair of numbers which are whole numbers, actually numbers q and r. If a comma b are any two positive integers given, then there exists a unique pair of numbers q and r which are actually whole numbers. Okay, q and r, and which satisfy the equation a is equals to bq plus r, which satisfies the equation a is equals to bq plus r, where 0 less than or equal to r less than b we have. So this is what actually Euclid division lemma. So Euclid division lemma says what actually? If a comma b are given any positive integers, then there exists a unique pair. So if we have a and b as a positive integer, directly there will be existing q and r, remember. So that q and r that will satisfy the equation a is equals to bq plus r, a is equals to bq plus r, but there is a condition 0 less than or equal to r less than b. It means what? The values of r will be starting from, see here, 0 less than or equal to r, that means r can be equal to 0, or see here 0 less than r, so r can be equal to 0 or greater than 0. Okay, so that means values of r will start from 0 and less than b. Less than b means it should be less than of b. So values of r we can take as 0, 1, 2, 3. Suppose if we have b is equals to 5, then we take up to 4. R is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, because if we have b is equals to 5. So here what? R values of r will be starting from 0 and ends at less than b. That's. Let's see the steps in Euclid's division algorithm. So steps to find HCF of any two positive integers a and b, where a is greater than b, by applying Euclid's algorithm. Let's see the steps how we have. In step 1, apply Euclid division lemma to a and b. So we have to apply Euclid division lemma to a and b. So we find unique pair of integers q and r such that a equal to bq plus r, where 0 less than or equal to r less than b. So step 1 we have to apply Euclid division lemma to a and b. Suppose we have two positive integers. Suppose 60 comma 100 is there. Let me take one example. Okay, 60 and 100 is there. What we have? We have to take a is greater than b. That means the bigger value we have to take it as a. So here I'm choosing a as 100 and b is equals to 60. Okay, and then under step 1 we have apply Euclid division lemma to A and B. To these two numbers we have to apply Euclid division lemma to find a pair of integers q and r. To apply it in place of this formula A equal to bq plus r, I substitute these values. A means what? 100. A equal to bq plus r. B is what? 60. 60. Q plus r. If we apply this formula, we get q and r. There exist q and r, we know, right? So how they exist? Let's see how they exist. Here 100 is equals to 60q plus r. That means we have to check out through a multiple of 60. In 60 table, when do we get 100? 61 ja 60. If you take a 62 ja 60 twice, it will be more than 100, right? So better to go with 61 ja. So 61 ja means 60 into 1. 61 ja 60. What is remaining? Remaining to get 100, it is 40, right? Right here 40. 61 ja 60 and plus 40, which gives 100 only, no? See, by applying Euclid division lemma A to A and B, if A is 100, B is equals to 60, then their existing Q and R here, right? Q is 1 and R is equals to 40. R is equals to 40. So our first step is over. If we apply, we get Q and R. Next step 2, we have what? If R is equals to 0, then B is HCF of A and B. If R is equals to 0, then B is HCF of A and B, required HCF. But here R is 0, it is not, right? In that case, continue. If R is not equal to 0, yes, here R is not equal to 0, then apply division lemma to B and R. If R is not equal to 0, in that case, we have to apply what? Again division lemma to B and R. To B and R, not A and B. B and R. See, here B means 60 and R is 40. We have to apply again division lemma to B and R. So B is 60, right? We'll write 60. 60 and R. R is what? 40. We have to apply lemma to B and R. So B is equals to 60 and R is equals to 40. Let's again, we exist what? Q and R. Let me check out. In 40 table 60, when do we get? 41 ja 40. Are remaining? It is 20, right? Okay. Fine. If I apply it, I got again Q as 1 and R as 20. Then what is there in the next step? Step 3. Continue this process till a remainder is 0. Okay. Again here remainder is not 0. I have to continue this process. Okay. Until we get 0. Until we get 0 means again we take B as here. B, but we have to apply for B and R. Here B is 40, right? So B is equals to 40. Apply lemma to B and R. B is equals to 40 and R is 20, right? 20. 20. In 20 table 40. When do we get? 22 ja 40, right? 22 ja 40. What is remaining? It is 0. Finally, if we have a remainder is 0, in that case, what we take? Continue the process till remainder is 0. The divisor at this stage will be the required HCF. Divisor at this stage. See, this is dividend. This is divisor, right? So, coefficient remainder. So, divisor at this stage is what? If R is equals to 0, divisor at this stage is our required HCF. Required HCF. Finally, A equal to 100, B is equals to 60. To these positive integers, we got HCF as 20 because R is equals to 0. So, therefore, we can write HCF of 60, 100 is what? 20. this is what how to find HCF of any two positive integers by applying Euclid's division algorithm. So in step 1 we will apply a division lemma to A and B so that we'll get Q and R. It will satisfy the equation A equal to BQ plus R, 0 less than or equal to R less than B. And if R is equals to 0, that means if remainder is 0, directly we'll take B is the HCF. B is the HCF means that divisor only is the HCF of A and B. If R is not equal to 0, we'll apply this Euclid's lemma to again for not A and B to B and R. Continue this process. After applying it, continue the process until we get remainder is equals to 0. If the remainder is 0, the divisor at this stage will be the required HCF of 60 and 100. So finally, for this 60 and 100, we have HCF is 20 because of a divisor at this stage if R equal to 0 is 20. Let's see one more problem on Euclid's algorithm. Use Euclid's algorithm to find HCF of 900 and 270. So here we take A is equals to 900 and B is 270, right? So let A is equals to 900, B is equals to 270 because A is greater than B. Right? Now we apply Euclid's lemma to given A and B. So 900 is equals to, in place of B, A equal to BQ plus R, right? So B is what, 270 into Q, BQ. In 270 table 900 is required. Here you may get a doubt what, see 270 in 270 table will check out for 900. If you take 2, you'll get 200, 270 of 14, 2 of plus 540. If you take 3, 270 into 3, 300, 370, 21, 32 just 6 plus 810. A maximum value we got 810, right? In 270, 273 ja, it is a nearest value to 900, that is 810. If you go with the 2, we'll get 540. So you may get a doubt what, why can't we take 2? In 270 twice we get 540. So why can't we take this? Let me see why can't. If you take 270 twice, we get 540, right? What would be the remainder? A remainder is 900 minus 270 twice is 540. Na? If you subtract it, we get what? A 0 and here 6 and 8 minus 5, that is 360. What Euclid division lemma says? Always R value is less than B, right? A value of R will be less than B. In this case, what is our B? B is 270. B is 270. If you take, this is what B na? B into Q as, that is 270 into twice, we get remainder is what? 360, right? B is equals to 270. Okay, B is equals to 270. If you take 2 here, here remainder is coming as 360. R is equals to 360. Is this satisfying our condition R is less than B? Not, right? Because R value is to be less than B, but B is 270 and R is 360. So it is more than B. Our condition is R should be less than B. So that the reason we take a nearest value of a given A. Nearest value of given A. So here, which is better to take? 273 ja, that is 810. If you take 270 into 3, we get what? 810. And the remainder, a remainder is to be what? 273 ja, 810. So 900 minus 810, it would be 90. Right? Now see, remainder is 90, which is less than B only. Na? B is equals to 270. So which is what? less than B. So a nearest value of 900 we have 273 ja. Remember here. So always we take a nearest value of given A. If we take any other multiple, we may get, but what our condition is R is to be less than B. So that the reason we have to go with a nearest value. Okay, here R is not equal to 0 now. If R is not equal to 0, then what we do? We'll continue this process, right? We'll continue the process taking B and R. B is 270. B is 270 and R is equals to 90. Apply Euclid division lemma to these two, right? That is 90, in 90 table 270, 93 ja 270, right? 93 ja 270 plus what is remaining? Remainder is 0. If R is equals to 0, then what we take? A divisor at this stage is HCF. So here R is equals to 0 we have. R is equals to 0, right? Then what is our HCF? HCF is our divisor. Divisor is 90. So therefore HCF of 900 and 270. HCF of 900 and 270 is, our divisor is what? 90. So this is what answer. Like this we find the HCF of any two positive integers. Lastly, here we have some note points. There, a first point we have the sum, comma, difference, comma, product, comma, division. So sum means addition, difference, subtraction, product, multiplication, and division. So sum, difference, product, division of any two rational numbers. Any two rational numbers. Taking two rational numbers that are cube. If you take two rational numbers and do sum means addition. By applying the sum to two rational numbers, we get here a sum, difference, product, product, division of any two rational numbers is a result as a rational number. Adding any two rational numbers, you will get a rational only. Subtracting any two rational numbers, you get rational number only. Multiplying two rational numbers also, we get a rational number only. And finally, by dividing two rational numbers also result as rational number. This is what our first note point. So a relationship between two rational numbers, in between two rational numbers result as a rational. Addition, subtraction, multiplication or division, whatever you do, apply to two rational numbers, we get a rational only. A second note we have a sum, difference, product or coefficient. See here coefficient is nothing but division only. A sum, difference, product, coefficient of one rational and an irrational. A rational and one irrational number is a result as an irrational number. An irrational number. If we have both are rational numbers, a result will be rational. But if we have one rational number and another one is irrational, in that case result will be what? Irrational. So addition of rational, irrational is irrational. Subtraction of rational, irrational is irrational. Multiplication of rational and irrational is irrational. And division or coefficient of rational and irrational is irrational. Let's see one more note point. If A and B are two distinct numbers, any two distinct numbers, and their HCF is H, LCM is L. A and B are any two numbers, distinct numbers. Their HCF is H and LCM is L. In that case, there is a important point we have. There exists A into B. Product of two numbers, given two numbers, will satisfy product of HCF into LCM, remember. So A and B are any two distinct numbers. Then the product of the two distinct numbers will satisfy product of HCF of the two numbers into LCM. That is HCF into LCM. Product of two numbers is always equal to HCF into LCM, remember. Or else A is equals to HCF into LCM, that is H into L. If you transpose this B right side, we get by B, right? Because it is multiplying. So A is equals to H into L by B. Or else B is equals to find that B, HCF into LCM, that is H into L, and we take this A in denominator because of transposing. So H into L by A. Or else if you want to find HCF, in that case A into B. See, HCF means A into B, by taking LCM here by L. Similarly, or else for LCM, A into B by HCF, that is H. So these many possibilities we have by applying this formula. A into B is equals to H into L, that is HCF into LCM. If we have two numbers and one LCM and HCF, we have a condition what? Product of two numbers is equals to HCF into LCM. So let's see one problem on this. If A equal to 12, HCF, that is H equals to 6, LCM L is equals to 36, then find B. So in two numbers, distinct numbers, we have A value but we don't have B. We need to find B, but HCF and LCM is there. To find B, just now we discussed B is equals to, we have a formula what? H into L by A, right? Substitute here, H is what? 6 into 36 by A. A is what? 12. Now 6 into 36, 6 is 36, 3, 6, 3 is 18 plus 3 is 21. So 216 by 12 we have. Okay. By dividing these two, we get what? In 12 table, if we go with 12 table, 12 1 12, right? Here 8 plus 1 9, 9 6, that is 96. 12 table we get 12 8 96, right? Remainder comes 0. Finally, in 12 table 216 is 12 into 18. So value of B is equals to 18. B is equals to 18. Now we have A equal to 12, B equal to 18, H equal to 6, L is equals to 36. Okay. After finding B, we have what? Verify the relationship between A, B, H and L. Let me check out a relationship. Product of two numbers, we have H into L, right? So two numbers A and B. We have A into B is equals to H into L. Substitute A is equals to 12 and B is equals to 18 is equals to H is 6 into 36. 12 into 18. 12 into 18, by multiplying 12 into 8 into 8 is 16. 2 1 2 plus 1 3. 1 8 is 8. 1 1 is 1 6. And 1 1. 216. 216 is equals to 6 into 36. 6 is 36. Just now we have done it. 3 6 3 is 18 plus 3 21. 216 is equals to 216, right? LHS is equals to RHS. Hence verify the relationship between A, B, H, L, right? Product of two numbers are giving HCF into LCM. Hence verified.